everyone, it's Steph, and today I look super different because today we're going to be doing a makeup tutorial video. So I don't like videos that have a lot of talking in the intro, so I'm just going to go right into it. This in general will be a video that I feel like can apply for almost any look I do. I'm making this with the intention of it being a good starting point for most of the makeup looks that I do. My makeup throughout most of my cosplays is fairly consistent, and the only thing that's different is if I'm doing a different eye shape or if I'm doing a different eyeshadow color or something like that. So obviously I put my contacts in first. This is also because I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Next up, I prep my face for all the makeup. So right now I just have like a cleanser that I put on a cotton pad right here, and I'm just cleaning my face. If anyone's curious about the cleanser that I'm using, I believe it's some Garnier Fructis micellar water thing, I believe. And then next up, I apply my moisturizer. Because I'm traveling, I don't have the actual thing, but I believe it's an Olay moisturizer. I specifically use the sensitive skin one. It's good because it has SPF in it, so you don't have to worry about wearing sunscreen or anything like that on top of it. I usually let that sit for a bit so my face can absorb it. Next, we're going to be using this guy right here. If you've seen my 2018 makeup toolkit video, I'm pretty much using all the same stuff. So if you want to hear more in detail about the things that I use, I guess, you can look there. Next up, I'm going to be applying my foundation. I used to apply concealer first and then foundation, but I kind of feel like it's not necessary. This is the foundation I use, by the way. I typically apply it with a sponge first all over my face, and then I go over it with a brush to kind of buff it in. So I don't really use concealer anymore because I realized that the foundation that I'm using gives me enough coverage where I feel like it isn't necessary for me to be using concealer, questionably, but that's just kind of what I feel like. In my makeup toolkit video, talk about the concealer that I do use when I do use concealer, and I typically use it on my under eyes. So the next thing that I do is my eyebrows. This is the eyebrow kit that I do use. Again, I go over this in my makeup toolkit video. So this is something that can vary depending on the type of character that I'm doing. I don't quite color my eyebrows for a character. I don't white out my eyebrows, I should say, but a lot of this is because I feel like my eyebrows are kind of lightish enough where if I just use a dark color over my eyebrows, I can achieve the same effect. When I'm doing cosplay eyebrows, I kind of just draw a line and then keep it at that. But if I'm doing, for example, when I do looks for my YouTube, I tend to do a little bit more. So I will do it that way for this video, just to show you guys. Because right now what I'm doing is pretty much what I do for my eyebrows in regular cosplay. I typically try to make the ends of my eyebrows a darker color than the front. Afterwards is when I clean it up a little bit. I'm just using a little bit of foundation. You can use foundation or concealer. I used to use concealer, but I just have not been using it that much anymore. To clean up around your eyebrows, this is something that I felt really helped me to sharpen my eyebrows because I feel like they can look kind of fuzzy and not super sharp at times, so this helped with that. Part of the reason why I don't fill out my eyebrows so much in cosplay is because I want them to look slightly thinner than they actually are, but I don't want to like actually make my eyebrows that thin. And the reason why I do my eyebrows after I do my foundation is because of that reason, typically where I am cleaning up my eyebrows using concealer or foundation. And then after that is when I go into my eyeshadows. For eyeshadows, this is the kit that I use. It has a lot, like I've been saying, it's on my makeup toolkit video, but again, these are the colors that it has because I'm very fond of reddish neutral colored pigments. So typically what I do is I cover my entire eyelid with this color right here, and then I'll dab a little bit of this color in the corner, and then I will cover my crease with like a gold color up here. Anyways, I feel like I'm kind of a heathen because I stretch my eyelid when I do eye makeup, but I'm really bad at closing my eyes, and I don't like it because I feel like it's not as even of an application. So, but this is how I do it. If you can do it by closing your eyes, that is way better. I also use 3 brushes for everything because I'm not that invested in getting fancy brushes. I kind of feel like I should, but I don't even have a lot of staple brushes yet. Okay, so that's with that first color on, and then now I'm going to go into my outer corners with the darker color. And I like to also sort of bring it in at the bottom as well. Next up is the gold color that I was talking about that I cover just my lid with. Then I take my favorite eyeshadow from ColourPop, which is Baby Talk. This guy right here. And then with the smaller brush, I usually go into the corners of my eyes like so. I like how this looks. Again, like all things in makeup, it's all based off of your own personal preference. And typically this is the point where I have learned to stop and I switch over to contouring my face. I stop and I start contouring my face at this point because the last thing that I add to my eyes is I add a highlight on my inner eye, but I noticed that I kind of dull it down accidentally because when I contour like the side of my nose here, and I feel like I go over the highlight so it doesn't stick out as much. So I typically stop here, I highlight and contour my face a little bit here, and then I also do the highlight on my inner eye. So I wind up using the same kit, but all these pieces that you see that have been used a lot here are typically what I use for contouring. It is my belief that pretty much a lot of things in makeup are cross-compatible, if that makes sense. I've been seeing a lot of things on like Twitter, for example, too, with people using like lip stains for blush and stuff like that, and I feel like kind of, I mean, depending on how things work on your own skin and stuff like that, you can use anything for anything in a sense. At least when it comes to your face. I feel like with your eyes maybe not so much, but I could be wrong. There's still a lot of things I have to learn with makeup. But I'm just hitting my cheeks, obviously, just right underneath my cheekbones, and then I typically go in under my jaw as well to accentuate that. I feel like this in general is what anyone should do. I feel like this in general is good contouring advice, is to get your cheeks and your jaw. It sort of depends though too. I also get my temples and my forehead. If you're doing characters that have rounder faces, so for example when I cosplay Ochiko, I don't contour my cheeks, I just contour my face as a whole, like as a circle, to give myself more of a rounder looking face in a sense. With general contouring again, I would recommend cheeks around your face and then your nose. And the nose, I think, is where a lot of people start to look super different. So while I'm doing this, you can kind of see how if I were to contour after I applied the highlight on my inner eye, I would have ran over it a little bit and it would not have stuck out as much. There's a lot of things you can do with your nose to change it up. Sometimes I will also contour a little bit under my nose because my nose is a little bit upturned. For a lot of things in makeup, I would always recommend experimenting on your own with your own face because everyone's face is different. So different techniques will look different on your own face. Next up, I am moving to highlighting, which is this guy right here, which I talk about more in my makeup toolkit video, but it's super broken. I shattered it, unfortunately, but I just, honestly, at this point, I pick up like the loose pigment that's around to avoid this train wreck getting any bigger, and I just brush that onto my face. So with highlighting, I go for the cheekbones, and this coupled with the shadow that you put underneath it creates the illusion that your cheekbones are super sharp, or it makes them pop. One day I would like to invest in really nice different colored highlighters, but I just have this one for now, but this one's fine. I do it on my cheeks, and I also do it on the bridge of my nose. I try to aim more for the tip and then brush it upward, and then I also put some on my cupid's hook, which is this part right here. Now that I have finished that portion, I'm going to finish doing my eye. So for my eyes, I use, again, ColourPop. This one is called Now and Then. Yeah, it's this nice, glittery, bright color. You'll see. So we blend that out a little bit. And if you're unfamiliar with this, it's to help your eyes pop a little bit more because it opens up your eyes is the term for it, but it makes your eyes look brighter. Next, I do my favorite part, which is eyeliner. And I think eyeliner can be one of the most intimidating things, especially, well, depending on what you're working on, I think it can be one of the most intimidating things. So what I like to use is Stila right here. It is a felt tip, which means it looks like this. Pardon the makeup on it. I like this because it's really easy to do a cat's eye, which is how I do most of my makeup. And the reason is because I believe I saw a chart somewhere that was saying that for the perfect cat's eye, you would align from your nose to the corner of your eye and then to another portion somewhere, I don't know, but that's all I remember and that's what's really stuck with me. So to get my cat's eye looking fairly symmetrical, what I do is put the pen on the tip of my nose and then I rotate it so that it is lined up to the corner of my eye, and then I kind of just lay it against my eye to mark it, and then I do the same with the other side. And then once I have these markers aligned, then I will go in, and that's also how I get that super sharp point, because if I go in and kind of lay it and then pull it in, that's how I can get a nice sharp point. And then you can go ahead and fill that in. Looks pretty good. And then from that point on, I just trace my eyeliner from the inside to the outside. Again, I'm a heathen and I pull my eyelid. Then I typically take the line that I created earlier and then I connect it to the rest of the line. And then you want to make sure that you fill in the bottom close to your waterline so you don't have any weird flesh showing. And then after this part is when I do my lower lashes. So something that I like to do with this, especially for cosplay, is I like to sort of draw in lines for my bottom lashes, like so. They don't have to be perfect, but I kind of put them there as sort of dots, and then I will go in and apply mascara. So the mascara that I use is just this purple MAC mascara that my sister gave to me. I only apply mascara on my bottom lashes. This is because I feel like my top lashes aren't super visible anyways, but I believe typically the practice is that you would curl your upper eyelashes and add mascara to them as well. So the next step after this would be to add false eyelashes, fake eyelashes. The ones that I swear by are from Daiso. I don't have the old packaging, but this is what they look like. Sorry, it's a little gross looking. They're nice because of their designs on them. I like how they have the little crisscrosses and everything. I think it's super cute. I need to get new eyelash glue, in all honesty, because they irritate my eyelids, which is super not good. So I'm not actually gonna put them on. I can show you what they look like, kind of ish. I can place them on my eyelid. I feel like fake eyelashes are something that really set your eyes apart when you're doing cosplay. I feel like it's a total game changer and really makes your eyes look super big. But if I were to just place it on, you can kind of see, I mean, like, it's just kind of like barely sitting there. You can kind of see just the size difference between my eyes already having these fake eyelashes not even attached, but just sitting on my, well, they were sitting on my eyes. The last two steps are going to be applying lipstick and setting spray. So it is probably no surprise at all that the lipstick that I use is ColourPop, and this one is so faded. I think I'm almost running out, but it is the Color Speed dial. And with lipsticks and any sort of lip color, I feel like a lot of it can depend on your skin tone as well, how well it contrasts against your skin tone. So for me, I found that this was the greatest lipstick ever in my opinion, or lip gloss, I'm not really sure what you would call it. I think these are called technically lippy sticks, but this lip color I found was one of the greatest lip colors, probably my most favorite lip color that I'd ever discovered, because I feel like it was a really good neutral pink tone that just worked super perfect, and 9 times out of 10 of my cosplay I'm pretty much wearing this color. Lip colors are fairly important, I think, because I mean, you can see my lip color here. It gets foundation on it and it doesn't stick out quite so much. It's really good to apply a lip color to make them stand out. Okay, so after that, this is when I would apply my setting spray to keep all my makeup in place. So I use NYX, the matte finish. I'm not going to spray this on my face right now, but it's a setting spray, so you just apply it on your face and let it dry. Pretty much that is it, I believe, for my basic makeup look that I use. I will be making other videos in the future talking about makeup techniques and when to decide what to use at certain points, and I can make more specific videos of discussing more specific topics, if that makes any sense. I feel like a lot of people had been asking me about the type of makeup I do, so this is how I do it. Again, this is something that I developed and found worked for me, and I feel like a lot of makeup is sort of just examining how other people put makeup on their own face and seeing what does work for you. So hopefully seeing how I put on makeup will help you guys figure out how you will put makeup on your own faces. So if it did help or you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you have any questions or anything to say. And if you're new here and you want to see more content like this or any other thing that I do, please hit the subscribe button. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thanks so much for watching me put makeup on my face. I will see you guys in the next video.